It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's the Luke guys.
Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to fill up your solo cup with some knowledge about alcohol. Dr. Tom, you want to
Hopefully
start us
some
off?
healthy knowledge. Yeah, so today we're going to call them the big three. We're talking about beer, wine, and liquor. And we're
Mm-hmm.
going to figure out which of the three has the healthiest lifestyle in effects of like diet and just overall living. So Aaron, you're out on the weekend. It's St. Patty's Day. All the parades are going on around town. And you go up to the bar to grab a beverage. Which category are you falling into? Actually, there's three categories, but there is a surprise fourth. Beer, wine, liquor, or do you mix it?
All right. So,
Actually, better yet, tell them what you did this weekend.
I'm a mixer. But if I had to pick between the three, it sort of depends. By my house, there's a lot of wineries, so I might try some wine. Beer is actually my least favorite of the three. And then liquor, like heavy liquor or hard alcohol, with some sweet stuff, like a rum and coke or or something like that. I usually like sweet. I have a sweet tooth, so I like sweet wine, sweet drinks, flavored drinks, stuff like that. What do you think, sir?
Sweet tooth for a sweet guy. Understandable. It makes sense. Myself, I've switched around now. My Irish blood calls beer to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like water rushing down a waterfall. That's my go-to drink typically. But recently, I've switched to wine. I've actually have been trying a different brand. At least like one or two bottles a month. Keeping
Mm-hmm.
drinking responsibly. But I like to try different wines. So right now, I'd actually categorize myself more of a wine drinker than a beer drinker. But I used to be a beer drinker.
We definitely have to go to the Cream Ridge Winery. Very good place. Sponsor us. Yeah, you can sponsor us.
Yeah, why not? And the nice part is now everybody knows where you live.
No, I don't live anywhere near the Cream Ridge Winery. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
Post your address right down here. But yeah, no, we definitely have to go and head up the winery. We've been talking about that for a little bit too. I've been wanting to go and try that one. There's like three wineries out near you.
Yep. One of them is our favorite tasting, one of them is our favorite ambiance, and one of them stinks.
Oh. Is there one that has favorite pricing?
Probably the favorite tasting one is actually the best price because they're the cheapest bottles.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. They have very unique stuff, I will say.
You were talking about like a blueberry wine from there, I think. If it's
Yep.
the same one I'm thinking of.
Almond berry is their most famous wine, and a lot of people like it, and it's very sweet. I like very sweet.
I'm craving wine now. This is a bad topic.
All right, get back onto the article.
Rerouting us back. No, it's okay. People are going to want to hear about the wine too. Go try Cream Ridge Winery. Apparently it's good. I haven't gone because Aaron doesn't invite me. But anyhow.
It's because we podcast enough.
The study went on to go and measure this out by using the 100-point healthy eating index, which is this index that you can actually find online, and you can also measure yourself. Aaron and I are going to try to measure ours one of these weeks. Sit down, measure everything out. But it actually found that beer drinkers have the lowest quality diet, they're less active, and they're more likely to smoke compared to the other two. When they scored them, beer drinkers actually scored the lowest out of 49. Wine drinkers were at a 55, and the liquor and combo drinkers were at a 53. Now you might think like, oh, okay, that means that the wine drinkers are really healthy. They're at 55. It's a pretty good score on a 100-point index. Still not the greatest because 80 is actually considered the healthiest. So out of all the people that were kind of surveyed in this one, it just kind of showed how alcohol in general does lower your healthy eating habits as well too, and your fitness, and how that can also lead into other things like smoking and not exercising.
Yeah, just a little look into what the healthy eating index includes. As far as I can tell, there's two different parts. It's the food group intakes and the dietary components. And the food group intakes is fruit, veggies, whole grains, lean protein, and dairy. Then the dietary components is saturated fat, sodium, added sugars, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. So, Dr. Tom, just based off of those, do you think you have a healthy diet?
I think I'll score with the wine drinkers. No, I think generally I do have a healthy diet. I do have a good mixture of vegetables. I do need to up the fruit game a little bit. I won't lie about that. I've been dabbling a little bit more as I'm sitting here actually with a orange peel. So I did up the game today.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. We're not going to talk about the Oreos that I ate off camera before, but that's okay.
I think I'm good with fruits. I'm okay with vegetables. I'm pretty good with lean protein. Dairy, I don't eat enough. Whole grain, I'm okay.
Rice, breads, carbs, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of bread. I eat some rice
I eat a lot of
cakes.
rice.
Mm-hmm.
Rice cakes are good.
And then I eat way
Vegetables
too
I've gotten
much.
better with.
Yeah, I try to. I try to make sure I at least have something with dinner. And then
Yeah,
I usually have like a bunch of spinach for breakfast with my breakfast shake. But I
very nice.
do know I eat way too much sodium because I like sauce. I'm a
Yeah,
saucy,
sauce and
I'm a
dressings.
saucy lady.
It's sneaky how many how many calories sauces, condiments, salad dressings and stuff like that can add
Yep.
actually to your meal too. If you look and you turn the bottle around, I mean the serving size isn't as big as you think it would be. It's like so when you go and you drowse your salad in sauce, then you don't really get the best bang for your buck on the calorie because of it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't count calories properly for two reasons. One of them being the stuff you're drinking, so alcohol, Coke, Cosmo. And number two is sauces. You use a lot more sauce than you think. Like I actually weigh out my sauce whenever I have it. I try to be extra thorough because I know if I could douse that stuff on, and
Yeah.
if you put a few good dollops on there, it could be like 200 or 300 calories, especially depending on what you use. Like I know one that a lot of people like is like Chick-fil-A sauce, and that's 110 calories a serving. Like it's very high. Or
And what's the
pork,
serving
I
size in
guess.
that? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know. I could look it up quick. I believe it's like 2 tablespoons.
I was gonna say it's gonna end up being like 2 tablespoons or something like that, and it's wild. Just what you're dipping your nuggies in can increase the calories by that much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And a lot of sauces are like very high calorie, like that. Barbecue sauce in general is usually high calorie. Anything mayo or creamy is usually pretty high calorie.
Yeah, and there's different ways you
Oh,
can make those sauces at home and substitute them out to make them healthier, like mayo. There's certain sauces you can sub out with like non-fat Greek yogurt. Holly
mm-hmm.
was teaching me a lot about this stuff too. So
So Chick-fil-A sauce, I have the thing open. We'll put it, right in the middle of us, right there. um, but calories 140 for 2 tablespoons, 8 grams of fat, 270 milligrams of sodium, so that's 12% of a daily value, and then 17 carbs. Those are just the big ones, and no nutrients at all. So, like Dr. Tom said, there's actually a lot of other options that are a little bit healthier.
yeah,
Um, they do have a lot of like sugar-free or lower sugar sauces. Also, stuff like salsa is usually a little bit healthier as far as calories. There's still usually a good amount of sodium depending on the one you get. If you get a good quality salsa, though, it's actually very healthy.
yeah.
Um,
Basic thing that me and Holly did on the salad the other day with dinner, we just used lemon and olive oil, a little bit of
uh-huh,
cracked black pepper and
uh-huh.
salt, and that was actually really good.
Olive oil is a little bit higher in fats and calories, but
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a healthy fat too, though. It is a healthy fat.
yep. So if you use it in moderation, not bad at all.
Exactly.
I also like hot sauce. Hot sauce is very sodiumy, though. That's the only negative on
Oh
that.
yes.
And yeah, if you look for it, you'll find healthy stuff. Even like a guacamole, you can have a pretty healthy guacamole. You don't want to have too much avocado because it's so fatty too. But a little bit's never a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's
But
pro.
overall, for this index, it kind of covers all the different bases, and that's what they use to measure these drinkers in specific for this study. When it comes down to it, moderation is key, of course, when it comes to alcohol. There are risks too when it comes to alcohol. I mean, alcohol is one of the uh, leading cases of avoidable deaths in the United States. The statistic I think said like 95,000 deaths per year in the United States for alcohol related, which is a wild number to think about.
You said avoidable deaths?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Alcohol is really not good for you when it comes down to it, as much as I hate to say it. Because, we all have it every once in a while. There's a reason that
Made
if you
my
drink.
Irish so sad.
Yeah, my German also just punched me in the grave. But
Yeah.
there's a reason that when people drink too much, they black out because it's bad for your brain, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, alcohol is it's a toxin. It's actually like a poison for your body. Your body doesn't know what to do with it, so it processes it through your liver, and then your liver takes a beating. I mean, of course, alcohol enjoyed in moderation is completely fine and safe and okay to use.
Hmm.
But it's the excessiveness of it. When you start to get excessive, you start to worry about like, all right, fat in your liver, which is the lead, like is the start to liver diseases, which can lead into either hepatitis or cirrhosis.
Hmm.
Hepatitis is basically it's swelling and inflammation inside the liver. There's different types. And then cirrhosis is scar tissue. You know, your liver starts to process so much alcohol over time, it takes a beating. It doesn't function as well and builds up all the scar tissue.
Hmm. And then on top of that, just the amount of calories in it is actually pretty high when you're comparing it to fats, carbs, protein. So fats is the highest, that's 9 calories per gram. And then alcohol is 7 calories per gram. Carbs and proteins are 4 calories per gram. So it's actually pretty high for something. Like I know some people will be like, "Oh, if I just have some hard alcohol, it's not as unhealthy for me because it's not as much stuff." But it's actually very calorically dense, so it really isn't the best. And
Yeah,
then
I mean, just a quick look at it. One shot of vodka actually has 97 calories.
yeah, which
One
is like
beer typically has like 150 calories, and then one glass of a red wine has 123 calories. So
actually
one shot is equaling out those other two, really.
one bottle of wine is 600 calories. I checked
One
this
bottle of
weekend.
wine.
Yep.
I was talking about the glass. I wasn't even killing a bottle. You checked it this weekend. Why? I guess
No
also
reason.
depending
No
on the
reason.
wine too.
I just Googled it. I just Googled it.
Yeah,
No, I didn't need
of
to know
course.
that. I wasn't counting my calories.
Depending on the type of wine, depending on the type of beer, like obviously certain beers and certain wines are going to have certain amounts. Like a Cosmo is going to end up having a different amount of calories than a martini.
Yeah.
So, like what I did there, Cosmo.
Well, yeah. But once we get into those sweeter drinks too, sorry, I didn't realize that our buddy's not here. Well, sneak peek. Once we get into different sweet drinks too, or fruity drinks, or whatever we want to call them, cocktails, you have a lot of other stuff in it, like soda or juices that are just going to add more calories as well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, definitely.
drinking is not good for if you're trying to maintain or lose weight. And it's really, I hate to say it, it's really not a lot of great stuff from it, aside from, you have sort of a good time and dull your
Yeah.
senses a little bit.
It's good to unwind with it and enjoy yourself, of course. Everything just like the Dos Equis guys. You just got to enjoy responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And of course, this obviously goes towards our fitness audience out there. If you are looking at, like trying to cut during the summer periods are coming up, just remember that, okay, certain vodkas and drinks and stuff like that still do have calories in them. So
Mm-hmm. And always remember to
they don't
drink
have sugar, but
responsibly.
that too.
Yes, drink responsibly if you are. Don't drink if you're under 21. If you do, we'll be disappointed in you.
But
And
anywho, I think that about wraps it up, Dr. Aaron. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add for this one?
I think that's everything. Yeah, it's just like we said, the beer drinkers, wine drinkers, and the liquor and combo drinkers, they found it's really all of them don't have a very good diet. So it's sort of telling people who are more into that stuff are more likely to not have healthy foods too. So it's just something to look out for in the long run. If you're drinking a lot and you're having trouble losing weight or even maintaining your weight or you're gaining a lot of weight, this might be something to look into. The fluids that you're drinking, not only alcohol, but also just soda, juices, all that stuff. Calories add up fast when you're drinking them.
Oh yes, and they're empty calories. There's no nutritional value. Okay, yeah, I mean, vodka doesn't have any carbs, fats, or like simple sugars in them, but it's empty calories. You're not gaining anything out of it. So
They're called empty because you're crying the next day after you had it because you regret it.
anxiety is real.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.